We'd like to invite you to watch the English Chinese news on the Central Television channel of Đồng Nai Province. On February the 6th, at the Thăng Long Imperial Citadel Heritage Site, Hanoi, the Thăng Long Hanoi Heritage Conversation Center, in collaboration with the Thăng Long Hanoi Cultural Heritage Association, organized an incense offering ceremony to commemorate the ancestors and the wise and talented people who have contributed to the country. President Lu Kung presided over the incense offering ceremony. In front of the Dragon Star Skinting Palace, the relic site of Thăng Long Imperial Citadel, where the sacred energy of the country converges, President Lu Kung conducted incense offering ceremonies and paid tribute to the ancestors, the talented people, and the generations of fathers who shed so much blood to preserve and protect the country of Vietnam. Reported to the ancestors the outstanding and comprehensive achievements of the country in the past year. The President and the delegates vowed to uphold the heroic and cultural traditions of Thăng Long, Hanoi, and the noble values of the nation. Be loyal, filial, intelligent, and pure. Follow the footsteps of the ancestors. Continue the spirit of Thăng Long. Foster the great national unity. Build the country to be increasingly rich, strong, democratic, fair, and civilized. The State Bank of Vietnam has just announced Directive Number 1 with many important contents for 2025. According to the directive, the Governor of the State Bank of Vietnam requested units under the State Bank of Vietnam and credit institutions to effectively implement solutions for monetary policy management and banking operations in 2025, contributing to prioritizing strong economic growth associated with maintaining macroeconomic stability, controlling inflation, and ensuring major balances of the economy. Credit management in line with macroeconomic developments aims to support economic growth, control inflation, stabilize the macroeconomy, and ensure the safety of credit institutions. Continuing to innovate credit growth management. The credit growth of the whole system is expected to be about 16%, with appropriate adjustments to developments and actual situations. Synchronously deploying solutions on foreign exchange management to contribute to stabilizing the foreign exchange market and supporting monetary policy management. Proposing appropriate solutions for gold trading management in a new context. Continuing to implement solutions to promote cashless payments, digitally transforming banking operations, and ensuring security and safety of payment operations. The Treasury Statistics Office said on February the 6th that goods export in Treasury reached over 33 billion USD, down 6.9% compared to the previous month, equivalent to a decrease of more than 2.4 billion USD, and down 4.3% equivalent to a decrease of 1.4 billion USD compared to the same period last year. Of which 7 items achieved export turnover of over 1 billion USD, accounting for 67.9% of total export turnover. On the contrary, imports were estimated at over 30 billion USD, down 14.1% compared to the previous month, and down 2.6% compared to the same period last year. The trade balance of goods in the month was estimated at over 3 billion USD in the same period last year. The trade surplus were 3.7 billion USD, of which the domestic economic sector had a trade deficit of 1.4 billion USD. The foreign investor sector, including crude oil, had a trade surplus of 4.43 billion USD. In January, the U.S. continued to be Vietnam's largest export market with a turnover of 9.8 billion USD. China was Vietnam's largest import market with a turnover of 11.6 billion USD. Dong Nai Provincial People's Committee has just issued a document requesting the Prime Minister to add the Thanh Long International Airport project to the list of projects entitled to Special Mechanisms for Construction Stone Materials and Landfill. According to the Provincial People's Committee, adding the Long Thanh Airport project to the list of projects enjoying special mechanisms for construction stone materials and fill soil will create conditions for the locality to focus resources on providing construction materials for key projects and works. Currently, the Long Thanh Airport project does not enjoy special mechanisms for providing construction stone materials and fill soil. Airports Corporation of Vietnam (ACV) has not yet worked specifically with the Provincial People's Committee to determine the demand for construction materials and the progress of material supply to have implementation instructions. In the coming term, the Provincial People's Committee will work with ACV to unify the contents related to construction materials for the project. On February 6th, the Military Service Council of Dong Nai Province held a conference to resolve to enlist in 2025. Attending the conference were comrades Vũ Hồng Vang, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Võ Tân Đức, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Chairman of the Provincial Military Service Council, members of the Provincial Military Service Council. In 2025, Dong Nai Province was assigned to select and call over 3,000 citizens to join the Army in units of the Ministry of National Defense and Military Region No. 7. More than 400 citizens to participate for a limited term in the People's Public Security. The conference listened to the Provincial Military Service Council and localities report on the selection results, grasp the situation, strictly manage the number of recruited youth, do a good job of military rear policy work, and be attentive in all aspects for the work of handing over and receiving soldiers, ensuring safety. The military service councils at all levels are properly composed and coordinated to promote their roles while in organizing and implementing the military recruitment process. The city has mobilized the Army's rear to do a good job of visiting and giving gifts to young people training in Army, organizing military camps and handing over troops to ensure safety in this work. At the conference, Comrade Võ Tân Đức, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Chairman of the Provincial Military Service Council highly appreciated the results of the preparation work for the task of selecting and calling citizens to join the Army in 2025. At the same time, he requested that localities continue to review and inspect the process of implementing the task of selecting and calling citizens to join the Army. Comrade Võ Tân Đức emphasized the military service councils of districts and cities organize camps and solemn and safe handover ceremonies in accordance with regulations, determined to hand over 100% of soldiers. Currently, all levels and sectors of Dong Nai Province have done a good job in the Army's rear policy work, preparing for the military conscription camp on February the 12th and the military handover ceremony on February the 13th.